Hey guys, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe B Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally doesn't work. Let me hurry up because I screwed up the video. I forgot to turn the volume on because, well, I'm just that much of an idiot. Check in at 5:15. 5:15. Oh, 8:15. Dude, damn. That's like 45 minutes before my show. Oh. Okay, so I'm getting ready to live stream tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern. West Coast Cowboys wants me to go ahead and join his Facebook party at 8:15. So I've got to get set up, ready to rock and roll and all that. But I wanted to bring you some news. Sean Lee has been named starting strong side linebacker. Let me say again. Sean Lee has been named strong side starting linebacker. And before you guys lose your mind, don't lose your mind just yet. If you don't understand, we have a 4-3 defense, which means we've got 4 linemen, 3 linebackers. You have the strong side, which is the strong side of the formation. When you take basically the center, he's the middle of it. The side that has more people on it is the strong side. Then you have your middle linebacker, which is the guy who's in the middle. Then you have your weak side of the formation linebacker. The middle linebacker makes the calls. Weak side linebacker, okay, also, middle linebacker also takes the brunt of the runs, okay? That's why, middle linebackers got to be tough. The monsters of the midway, like they used to call them, the Chicago Bears. Because those guards are coming up in there, you're having to shed that block and make the play. Strong side, of course, is on the strong side of the formation. He takes on some of those blocks and stuff too, but he's going to be there as well. Weak side does more pass coverage and pursuit from behind. Now, Sean Lee started out as a middle linebacker, but as he's had injuries, they moved him more to the weak side because he was actually able to trail and things like that, and it prolonged his career. Now, here's the thing, because I know what a lot of you guys are doing, like, oh my God, how can you take one of those other guys off the field? You're not taking those guys off the field. Understand that when we use the 3 linebacker set, it's only about 25% of the time. Basically, he's taking Damian Wilson's job. Damian Wilson, who, well, he's gone to free agency. So you have Sean Lee, who's basically scheduled to make about 25% of those and back up the other 2 guys. Now, here's the thing. I had a question earlier because we've had so much stuff going on, and we'll be talking about a lot of this tonight on our live stream, about Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant, wants to get back in football, and he wants to come home to the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, let's make that clear. He hasn't said, I'm trying to come home to the Cowboys, but you can infer a lot about it. And somebody commented, and they said, well, they're bringing back Sean Lee. He's more injured than Dez Bryant. So if you're going to bring back Sean Lee, why don't you bring back Dez? Well, here's the thing. A couple things benefited our Cowboys last year. When Travis Frederick went down, we were fortunate enough that Travis Frederick was healthy enough to be on the sidelines because Travis Frederick was still the general on the field. The center makes all the calls. And you could look at Joe Looney's development and thank a lot of that to Travis Frederick being there. Make no mistake about it. Travis Frederick wasn't there. He's like a coach on the field. We would have had some hard times on that offensive line because Joe Looney would have been like a deer with his eyes caught in the headlights. Now, Sean Lee knows more about football than I'd say 75% of the coaches out there on the field. You can look at Jalen Smith as well as Van Der Esch and go ahead and point to their development because of Sean Lee. There was a spot, I wish I could find this clip, but the old linebacker coach told Sean Lee, you got to do this. He said, hold up. What you just asked is actually wrong and impossible. And here's why. Blah, 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 blah. And the coach was like, you're right. My bad. Sorry. So when you look at Sean Lee, who unfortunately his body has failed him too many times, if you had a team of 11 guys that were Sean Lee's, not the injury part, But the mentality, the work ethic, the drive, and leaving it everything on the field, you'd never lose a game. And you want a guy like that teaching the next generation because they're going to be that much better. In the same way, you want a Travis Frederick there. In the same way that you're hoping that Jason Witten will be that mentor, that guy that people will follow and emulate. Because again, if you had 11 guys with Jason Witten's ethics, work mentality, his drive, his ability, you'd never lose. And you want them teaching those guys. Now I'm going to give you a different example. Odell Beckham Jr. You cannot argue with his play on the field when he wants to play. That one-handed catch against Brandon Carr in that loss to us was unbelievable. When he does things great, it's like, look at me, I am the greatest wide receiver in the world, praise me. But when he's not, I don't remember. Next question. Don't know. Or he'll hop on a plane after finally making it to the playoffs and go hang out in Miami instead of being focused in, and then checks out during your first playoff game, your only playoff game. Or you'll put your fist through a wall, or you might be out there crying, or getting beat up by a kicking net, or then getting it on with the kicking net, and then getting married to the kicking net. And you've seen him on the sidelines where he'll go through, throw his helmet, knock over the bucket of Gatorade and everything, and just have a hissy fit. But what you started to notice, and this might be one of the reasons why the Giants said, you know what, enough is enough. Because it becomes contagious. And you start to see Sterling Shepard, a much younger player, start to emulate that. You start seeing him throwing his helmet on the sidelines and having a hissy fit, throwing the Gatorade bucket and stuff. So I ask you, I'm not going to answer this, you answer this yourself. Do you want Dez Bryant teaching and mentoring the other wide receivers? I'm not doing that to throw shade. I'm just putting that out there for you to make the decision. The other part of that equation is Dez Bryant has always been a gifted athlete. He's been able to out-muscle, out-man, out-jump guys. But see, as a player gets older, what happens is they start slowing down. They take longer to recover. And that's where your technique, your precise routes, the quarterback knowing exactly where you're going to be becomes the difference of your career being extended. And that has been the problem with Dez Bryant, is he's always relied on his God-given ability and hasn't been the tactician. And it was just last year that he started actually working out with the route. So that's the difference, at least in my mind, on whether or not and how you make your decision about Dez Bryant. I'm sure at this point he'll work for peanuts because he just wants to get back into football. But I'm not sure if that's going to be the best thing for the team, where you have this group of guys that is a close-knit group of guys, a bunch of guys that are leaning, depending on each other. And you bring back Dez, how will that group respond as well? So those are all the things you got to put together when you start deciding on weighing the options. Talent that he might bring, cost, how he fit in, health, mentoring abilities, or the other go-round, distractions. These are all things you have to look at, because sometimes, especially with wide receivers, when you look at the diva ones out there, your Antonio Browns, your Chad Johnsons, your T.O.s, guys that have so much talent and ability, But they're me guys and wanting the attention. Odell Beckham will put in there too. How many of them have a ring? Just some food for thought. I'm going to go in here, get finished set up for my live stream, hop in with Tyson for a little bit, and then we'll be doing our thing. And as always, guys, thank you all for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joby Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. And isn't it? Look at how green. Look at how pretty it is. It's so green out now. All the trees. The air is cool. The bugs aren't out. Gotta love this time of year. See you guys in about an hour.